Hi there, welcome to another Inside Out workshop. Today we're going to do a soup inspired piece which will hopefully remind you of that warmth and comforting feeling that home cooking can sometimes bring. Some coloured pencils if you have them. I've got some regular A4 paper. You're going to need a tape measure because you're going to measure the dimensions of a soup can. A ruler, some scissors. What I've made here is a stamp pad, which is just a piece of sponge, and I've dropped some black ink onto it, but it can be any coloured ink. You can just use watercolours or acrylic paints you could use as well. To create your stamps, I've used the vegetables which I've used in my soup recipe. Carrots, which I've cut in half, onion, mushrooms, they give wonderful prints and also they're very tasty for your soup, and broccoli. After some practice, I produced a label which I stuck on top of an existing label to create the effect of homemade soup can. So it's got the stamps of the vegetables, and I've used some stamps to put the name of my nan on it, and I've also added some words which I think conjure up the idea of eating this soup and how it made me feel. Right, so I'm going to start with the mushroom because it's quite a good shape and it holds its form very well. So I'm going to push it into the ink, and I'm just going to take off some of the surplus because it can be quite strong, and I think it works better if it's a little bit diluted and fainter. So I'm just going to sort of randomly place this over the paper, and as you can see that the more I do, the more ink comes off and the impressions change a bit. Okay, and I'm going to use a piece of broccoli, do the same thing, coat it in the ink, take off a bit of the surplus because this works nicely if it's not too thick as well, and just press it onto the paper. Okay, onion works nicely as well because it has the nice concentric circles. So it's a carrot. Got these stamps which I found in Tiger for a couple of quid, and these work really nicely because they're lovely and colourful and quite big. They're ideal for a soup label. So my soup is inspired by my nan, so I'm going to put nan soup on it. So you can also add some colour to this as well, just using pencils. So I'm just going to quite roughly put on some like orange where the carrot would have been. Add some green for the broccoli. So I was also going to add some words that conjure up the feeling that I had when I had my nan's soup. So any words that you want to write down, you can. Okay, so when you finish your design, you then have to think about the cutout for the label. So if you get your soup can, you measure the length, which is, on this case, it's 10 centimetres, and you'll need a tape measure to measure the circumference. About 25 centimetres. You need to leave a little bit extra for the overlap. We're then going to take out the section, so measure out 10 by 24. So I'm going to take the middle section because that's the bit with the title name on it. So So here's your label, and then you just then attach this to a soup can or any can to give the illusion of a hand-produced homemade soup can. And then after you've made your label, I think it would be really nice if you could actually make the soup as well and then eat some. So you can use all your vegetables, chop them up and prepare your soup and cook it. Enjoy it. Thank you. Bye.